This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this live pop-up trading session. We're going to jump right in and try to review the account. We haven't had the chance to review the account too much this week. And we're also going to jump in and do a quick little day trade. We have some news coming out with the president regarding China. It's probably going to be negative regarding China. So I would encourage you, if you're not 100% sure about this, do not do this trade that I'm about to recommend because it could look pretty bad later on. All right, so this is, I was looking to do the 30-50, but obviously the market has went down 5 points since I was looking at this, and so you get a lot less for this 30-50. So if I go to the 18 delta here and I look to get that, and let's see.
Brian,
Yes.
this is Robert.
Hey, Robert.
Whenever I do my day trade and big news is coming out, I don't trade.
Okay, that's why I gave that disclaimer, right? So
okay.
I wouldn't encourage someone to do it because it could backfire. It could significantly jump up higher. But I'm going to be risky and do it anyway, or at least I'm going to put it in for. At a little while, a second ago, it was trading at about 205. So let's see if I put it in at 205 and see if it comes to me at that 30.50. The high of the day was, let me show you here. The high of the day sometime last night was 30.39. So I'm thinking that this 30.50 should be okay. Even the 30.45 should be okay. And if I have to move it one time, that should be fine. But like Robert just said, when it's some binary type of news, the president can come out and say something that is encouraging regarding relationships with China, and then even though this market has been up quite a bit, it might shoot up again because it just might feel like everything is great and we got more stimulus potentially coming through Congress, and the president and China are going to play nice, and so that's go, right? And so you want to be careful about doing these kind of day trades during that time of time. So I'm going to let it come to me. If it pops back up a little bit, I will get filled around that 205, and to me that's a good price. I might even lower it a little bit because I think that strike, that 30.50 is a safe strike today, but that's just my speculation. All right, so looking at this account, we have this natural gas that we put on, and it is down about 38%, as you can see here. With 27 days to go, natural gas is down again today about 3%. If we go to the chart, the option table, and check and see where that delta is on the short strike. So we have a short strike at the 21 now. All right, so I'm not going to adjust that to this point yet, and I actually have nothing on the call side, as you can see. So if I wanted to adjust that a little bit, I should be able to do it by putting something on the call side, but I am going to wait until it hits the 30 delta, and then I'll make an adjustment, trying to think that natural gas is going to slow down to the downside there. All right, so looking at this NQ position, it is overall up about 19%. And look, it's 21 days to go in this position. And looking at it here on the put side, we're at the 9 delta, which is in the green area of our risk scale. And then on the call side, it was a little bit higher than this, but it's still fairly high. The market's been going up. It's on 30. I'm not going to adjust that until it hits the 35 because I believe the market is going up too much. So I'm going to hold off a little bit on adjusting that one as well. And then we go back to these positions and we look at this RTY here, and this position overall is down about 11%, and we have 49 days to go for this one. And if I look at the call side, that is a 22, the closest to at the money short strike I'm looking at. It's the only one I care about at this point, the closest one to at the money. That's a 22, which is fine. It's in the yellow zone. And then the Russells went down quite a bit the last 2 days, and the volatility increased in it. So now we're looking at a 29 here. I'm not going to move this until it hits the 35 as well. So just sitting and seeing how things play out. The S&P just jumped back up a little bit. So if we look at this now, it's at 157. If we can get back maybe around 12, maybe even 10, I might get filled there. We'll see. All right, so jump into this ZW, this wheat. This looks like it's ready to come off. It's showing about 72% profit. So let's look to take that off, and let's take it off as an iron condor because we put it on that way, I believe. So let's take it off and let's see if we can get filled. It'll give us a little bit more buying power. It's saying 55, 60 to buy it back. The amount that is right here is $37. So after fees, it's going to cost me a little bit more, but I actually like taking it off at this price because it's still going to be more than 50%. And that's what I try to get on everything outside of the core indexes. So because if I move this down to here, that might not get filled, right? That might take a little while longer to get filled. So we just try it for a second there. That didn't work. So let's see if I'm not going to go higher than this. So let's see if we do this, if we can get filled. And no cigar. So I'm just going to let that sit. And if that gets filled, I will take off this wheat hedge here, and then I will be done with wheat for this round. All right. So looking at the IWM here, this was a problem position because the Russell was going up so much, but now it's basically flat since I put the trade on. I actually had to roll this one out, I believe. So there's 49 days to go. I did have to roll this out. This was actually almost at the money at one point. It's now a 27 delta, which is in the yellow zone of our risk scale. And then now on the put side, we're at the 26. So now we're basically even on both sides, delta wise, and we'll see how things play out, right? So I'm not going to adjust any of that as well. I like those positions at this point. This is one of those things that ES went down again. I should have been a little bit more aggressive because I wanted to put that trade on today. I think the market is way overbought, and I would think that it's going to be a little more resistance to going up, but that's once again my opinion. So I should have played that out a little bit more. All right, so this QQQ position here, this is basically flat, down 5%. Let's look at this on this chart here. It's 21 days. I'm on the table here. Look on 21 days to go. On the call side, it's 26, and which is in our yellow zone again, not bad. And then this is 19, which is in the lower yellow zone. So I like this position. It's going to let it sit for a while, see how things play out. We got the NASDAQ and we got everything down right now. It looks like everything is pretty much close to its lows. Let's check. All right, so the low for the day for the ES is 30.11. For the NASDAQ, 93.81. And so let's look and see what that is. 30.11. It's close to its low. The NASDAQ is close to its low as well. So we'll see if we get a little pushback this morning. Sometime it takes a second to get what you want, but you know, this has already dropped. I mean, that would have been a nice little trade if I could have got in at that 180 price at one point that I was looking at, I think. So could have already been in and out of that trade, but you know, hindsight is always 2020, and shoulda, coulda, woulda kind of thinking never amounts to much capital, in my opinion. So with that said, David, are you on the call?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So you mentioned yesterday that you wanted to potentially do something on a live pop-up. Do you, what is that, and do you want to still do that?
Well, I already did it. This morning I had one of my positions was at 75 to 78% profit. So I closed it, and so I closed it. Yeah.
Okay, so you closed it. All right. So you closed the call side. Was that what it was?
No, it was a put side.
It was a put side, and it was that much profit on. Okay, good. So how's your call side doing then?
Let's see. It's at negative 26% right now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I was just looking at. Sorry, I'm getting some dings here.
No worries. Quite a bit.
Yeah, I was texting somebody right in the middle of that.
Okay.
Trying to make things quieter.
Okay. No worries.
Let me see. Well, it's kind of moving around. I mean, now it says negative 17. Okay, so you want me to share this, or
Sure.
let me
Just hit your
see.
share button and let's see what that call site is, because you could, just to kind of get an idea of someone else's account here for a quick second.
All right, let me make some adjustments to my screen here so I can see things.
Okay. What you're just moving that go to
I was trying
meeting.
to, I can't get it to move. Okay, this is what I had on earlier, and it was showing, good profit. So I went ahead and took it off.
Okay. All right, and then
I wasn't real confident in what I did actually, because to close, it said 75%, 76, 78, but to close it was 55. Well, actually, I'm sorry, that's half price. So actually, never mind, disregard. That's I keep forgetting that's half, because I'm so used to doing the others. But this is the guy that is the call side, and so what I should do is look at June 19 ESM for this one to see what my delta is. And earlier it wasn't that bad, correct?
It's probably not that bad. So let's look at it.
Oops.
It should be. It's 21. It's 21 days to go, and you are at the 32.10, so you should be fine. You see that white dot right there, David? That's where your position is at. Click on trade there. Click on the trade tab. Click on the trade tab. You're there where you need. See that white dot in the middle, right?
Oh
right
yeah, okay.
There. There's your position.
Yeah, I'm 30.
So keep going. There you go. So you're only at an 8 delta. So
it's even lower now. It's an
correct.
8. So I don't need to do anything.
You don't have to worry about that one for now. So just let it bake a little bit. You need some you need a little bit more time decay, obviously, the premium to come out of the option. You'll be able to take out that side as well. Click on position tab for me really quickly, David, and let me just take a quick little glance at your other positions. You have a natural gas position on, which is probably on the put side as well. That's a little down today, but that's fine. That's still a good one. You have a hedge on it with the UNG, and then that is it. That's all you have on for right now.
And this one, 1.4.
You clicked on you have to click on the natural gas because you don't have an NQ position on.
I'm sorry,
so just click right there, and
okay.
then go to your trade tab, and then it's going to be there. There you go. And it's that white dot there. That's what it tells you where your position is at.
Okay, yeah, I was looking at this guy, and it's an 11. So I think I don't have. Well, now it's 10, but I don't think I have to do anything right now.
No, you don't. You're perfectly fine on all these positions right now, and you took off that profit on the the put side in a different expiration period. So that was an excellent trade to do. Take those profits at that 70-something% that you received and book it and move on. So, all right. So thank you, David. I super appreciate you showing your screen and going over this with us. Anyone else needs any attention with their account, any questions? Otherwise, we'll see what the market is doing right now. Let me take the screen back here, and let's see what.
Did I turn it off successfully? I wasn't sure if I did. I guess I did.
Yeah. I just took the screen back, so you're good. All right. So
thank you for letting me show.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for volunteering to do that. All right. So back to this position, the market is pretty much still down, which is good, but I didn't get to put this on, which is not as good. But let's see what happens if we decided to do this at this point. That would be $96, half of that. I just rounded to 100, so we'll get about $50 if we did that. I just feel like it's going to bounce back up a little later. Just even, the bulls are pretty strong, but that Russell is showing that something has changed. I mean, it's down another basically almost 2% today. I like that. I like that change. Let's see something here. 125. Let's see if we change it to 125. If we get filled at the 30.50, I'm going to be very upset when it pops back all the way back up to 200. But that is the joy of trying to do one of these day trades. This is the third time this week. I didn't force any of it the last two times that we can do it this week. Today I'm looking to force it a little bit to get in, but I'm not sure if that's going to work. So it's moving up a little bit, but we'll see. Any other questions before we conclude? If I get filled on this, I will let you know. I'm probably not going to go any lower than that 125, and it could get filled any second now based on how the ES has moved up a little bit there.
I have something else I was going to ask you.
Okay, please.
You have a YouTube that goes for about, I don't know, 25 minutes or something, and there's another gentleman talking in there, and you're defending a day trade, I think. Yeah, it is a day trade because I think it's supposed to be expiring that day. I was watching and I noticed that you moved the position, and in Tastyworks, you just click on the position that you have, but you do the opposite. So like if you had sold that call, then you click on to buy that call, and then the opposite for the other, and then you move the position and you do that as one trade. Did I understand that correct? It's kind of like a roll, but I guess
yes, you did. Yes, you did. So you haven't got to lesson 7 yet, of course 1, but that was full rollaways that I was doing on those positions, and it looked similar to this. It was a 1-day trade that we were discussing, and I just say it was the call side, and let's say it was at a 33 delta, and I had a position on here on that, and it was probably a 10-point wide spread like this, and this is how the position originally looked as the short position. So like I said, that got filled because it was going to go back up, and but anyway, it's life. I'm gonna be able to get out of that now. But this position right here is that what you would do is buy this back, sell this. Now it's you're closing this one, and then what you saw me doing is doing something like this. So
yes.
So I was moving this one to here, and then this one to here. So I was just rolling it away 5 points, and that's a big move in a 1-day type of trade, because let's say the expected move is 21 here, and if you move it 5, then you're moving it quite a bit of that expected move, and so you saw me do that probably at least twice, and I financed it by selling the other side. So
yes.
right here might cost let's say $70, and I would get it from going to the other side and getting that money's back. So whatever type of adjustment that you make, you want to finance that adjustment, and then that adjustment was done for credit or for free, if that makes sense. So I think this is a powerful type of adjustment, and it buys you time. But obviously, if the market is going in one direction quite a bit, you can feel like you're doing a lot of these type of adjustments, and sometimes that's the nature of this game, right? But you have to believe in what you're doing and the probabilities that you're doing, that you executing the trades at, and you stay consistent, it will start paying off, and you'll start winning super majority of the time, and you'll be avoiding a lot of small losses. So similar to how you've seen on some of those pop-up trades that we've been doing, or on the trading floor, you see me put on one of these day trades, and then you see me take it off pretty quickly, because if the probability, if I put it on, I think that this trade we just put on right now in the ES, I don't know why it's not showing. I thought we got filled in the ES. Maybe it was something else. We didn't get filled in the ES. We got filled in the CW. So we just took that off. So now we need to, for some reason, I thought we got filled in the ES. Now I'm wishing I did get filled in the ES. But anyway, we're going to take this hedge off here and see if we can get a little, it's worth $2 still. So we'll see if we can get that. We can get that to come off, and I doubt it. Maybe I can get it for $1, but probably not. It's too late. And send it, and no justice. No one's going to buy that. All right, so
well, I have that. I have a something that's getting close to at the money, but it's in Thinkorswim, and I was wondering, would you do something similar in Thinkorswim, or would you have to do
100%, 100%. So
to try to defend? My puts that were way in the money expired out of the money. Thankfully, I got them down low enough, and they expired out of the money after the market moved way up. But in order to pay for some of that, I sold some calls, and now the calls are getting threatened because they're at 30.30 and 30.35. So in the
okay,
SPX,
so what is it? The SPX?
yeah, 30.30 and 30.35 expiring today.
Expiring today, 30.30.35. All right, so you're at the 36 delta right now, right?
Yes.
Or something around there. And do you have anything on the put side?
No, I was hoping things would just expire and it would go down on this Chinese news, but I don't know if.
Okay, so how much? What is it? Is it a 10-point wide spread?
A 5, 30, 30.
Okay, it's a 5. Oh yeah, you did say 30, 30, 35. All right, so how much are you down on it right now?
155, but I hate to do that. I wish I could get it for less.
How much are you down on it right now?
I don't know. I don't have that on right.
You don't have the position on. You don't know what you bought it for.
As far as well, what do you mean? Because I've been.
What I'm saying is that if you received more than 180 for it, then you could take it off right now and just move on and not worry about.
I didn't. I only received maybe about 40, which was enough to finance the roll that I did when I moved the puts down. Cost me about 40 also, and so that's.
So you do have some puts on.
Well, no, the puts. No, I closed the puts.
Okay. All right, you close the puts. So
yeah,
the only thing you can do here, David, is because you can't do that type of roll that I just showed you in concert because you don't have a strike in between it, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's 30, 35. So you would have to move this. You would have to move this 10 points like this, and then your new position would be here and here. And if you did that, it would look something like this, and it would cost you about 75 or $75 to do it or something like
Okay.
that, right?
Okay.
So let's just see and make sure.
I noticed in Thinkorswim that you can
So
click
yeah, it's gonna,
roll.
after fees and commissions is gonna cost you, but it's gonna be a little cheaper for you because you already have a position on. It's probably gonna be about $78 for you to move that. And if you did that, you would need to add the other side, right? So let's just say
Right.
you decided to add the other side at the 17, and let's see, at the 17, that's only giving you $70. You're gonna need about 80, so that's giving you 75. You would have to go as high as the 26 probably to get what you want to finance that move, unless you make the width of the put side of 10 points, and then you can get that at the 14 delta.
Okay.
So you can do something like that, but obviously you're putting a little bit more risk on the put side with news coming out, and this market has been up so much that I wouldn't be surprised if we see, all of this down 2% today. But obviously you can wait as well, right? You can wait, or if you're okay with if you're okay with the loss to this point, you can just remove it if you are afraid to lose more. But the most you can lose on that position is 500 minus the premium you receive. You receive $40 initially, so the most you can lose is $460. That's that's still a lot, right? And
Yeah, I'm not going to let it go there. I'll
okay.
push it to Monday or something if I have
Okay,
to.
there you go. So if that was a day trade, I try to keep the day trades at least a 10-point wide so that it's easy to adjust it, a small adjustment. So for example, you're at the 30, let's say you're here, but let's say you were here, right? And you moved it something like this. You bought this back, bought that back, and it's just moved it 5 points just to give you a little bit more room. Then that'll be a little cheaper. Well, it's for you, since you've already owned it, it's probably be around $74 instead of 78. So about $4 more,
Okay.
$4 less. It's not a big difference. So there you go. Not right now. It's not a big
I'm going to
difference.
try not to put
This is
myself in
going down.
thing because I'm doing your way, which is longer dated, and this one was a shorter dated thing that got me in trouble several
Okay.
months ago.
Okay, awesome. So, all right. So any other questions before we conclude, everyone? You're welcome, David. All right, so if we don't have any more questions, let's conclude. I'm gonna add this video today to YouTube, and so if you have any questions after you watch the video, just let us know. Otherwise,
Well, Brian, I got some questions for my portfolio.
okay. Go ahead, Charles.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let me go on my left side. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. So let me share my screen.
All right. So you just click that screen button there. If not, I'll send it over to share for you. Here, look at this pop up. You'll see a pop up right now, Charles. Then you can see, there you go. Perfect.
Okay, so I was really worried about this ES position right here.
We don't see your screen yet.
Which one do I?
Let me see. Maybe I'm missing something. Nope, I don't see your screen yet.
Okay.
So click on where it says mic, camera, screen. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I put a lot of these trades up yesterday, and I was really worried
Okay.
about this ES trade.
Okay. Okay.
Was down a little bit now, but it had hit the 15 delta on the call side. But what I realized I made a mistake. I set the a put side position, but I set it way higher, like more near the 12 delta, which I should have set it back on the 12 delta. Should I be worried about that, or just let time work out and readjust it again? Because I still have 49 days on it.
So yeah, so the 12 delta, if you originally started around there, it's still okay for people that's new to these options on futures. I try to keep them no higher than the 7 delta to initiate, but
Right.
that's still fine. Your width of your spread is how much? Can we see? Can you scroll down? There we go. So your width of your spread is about 40 points. So that's not bad. Usually when I'm trading between let's say the 10 and the 15, I want to keep the spread no more than 20 points wide. You have a 40-point wide now. But you've already put it on, so that's manage it. And once you get a, maybe even a 25, 35% profit, you can take it off if that's
Okay.
the, you don't have to wait to that 50 or that 75. And then obviously on that one right there, that one is you got about $22 left in that ESMO.
Yes, the day. Yeah, I'm day trading right now, so I'm
Okay. Okay.
letting it go.
You're gonna let it go,
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go
huh?
because it's running it's been so high, so I got time. I
Okay.
need to take it
You
off though.
you made at one point you made 54% already.
Yep.
But it's your it's your if your risk tolerance
Yeah, I
is
still got
decent,
time I have to
there you
adjust
go,
to.
right?
Yeah, I still
Yeah,
got
and
time.
you at the 3280. So it's probably the odds on it hitting that today is very small in my opinion, but um, you are that's okay, perfect. That's good. That's a different trade. That's a different one. So
Yeah.
that's
And the other
32.
one, the
I
other
mean
position
49.
I'm about is this silver, and
Okay.
that because it's about to hit the. I got alert on it once it hit the 21.75. I may want to set a put side or wait till it go a little higher.
Okay. So if you throw on a little chart, silver has been going up quite a bit. So that 13 delta, you're still in the green area of our risk scale. So I would uh, I would wait until, around the 25 or something before I make that adjustment. But if you want to make that adjustment when it's in the lower 20s, you can do that as well. But I don't think you don't have a problem now. You're only at a 13 delta. You're way outside of the expected move, which is
Hmm.
demonstrated by that orange ruler that you see there. And
Right.
you got it's 60 days to go. Let it play out a little bit, but let's just say it does get into the mid 20s, then make a small adjustment. And you have the
Okay.
put side. You don't have anything on the put side, correct?
No, I don't. So that's what I
So
was gonna
then
say.
it's gonna make it pretty easy to make the adjustment. So there you go.
Okay. All right. I understand.
Mm.
All right. That's all I have. Come on.
Okay, all right. It looks like you're doing okay there, though,
Yeah.
Charles. You got a lot of different things on, um, and it looks like you got a bunch of hedges going on with this stuff, which is good.
Yeah. I have hedge on everything.
Awesome, 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 and stay vigilant the way you are, right? You're putting alerts when certain things hit, even a low delta. That's great, so that if you want to make an adjustment now, obviously the earlier adjustments you make, the further
The
you
back.
can be away on the other side, if that makes sense.
Right.
So it's not wrong to adjust at the 18 or the 19. I just like if something has been trading in a range for a while or going in one direction for a while, I like to wait a little longer, expecting it to go the opposite way.
Okay.
But that's just, that doesn't mean I'm right regarding that or you're wrong regarding what you're doing. I think adjusting being mechanical about your adjustments is the only important thing.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Can
awesome.
I ask Charles a question about that alert? How do you make those alerts? Is that inside the Tastyworks, or is that just something on the side that you have?
Yeah, okay. So for instance, the silver, I put a couple of alerts on. So I go to the tray and I know it's at a 13 delta right now. So if I see it once I hit the 15, 16, I want to set another put side on it so I could readjust it earlier. So I do this, and then I put like, okay, so if, for instance, at the money right now, it is 18.45. And I know when it hits the 15 delta, that's about 2 moves down. So from 18.45, 2 moves down will be about 18.55. So I set the alert saying that once they go over 18.55, because at the money it goes more down towards your call side, then they'll let me know. Then I could set my put spread so I could start readjusting earlier than waiting. Or Brown waits till 28, but you could do from like 15 to 19 delta. And just because I just like to see earlier how I can adjust and wait till later.
So how would you do that, Charles? Show how you would do it. Like put one on for us, and you can delete it, but just show it by actually doing it for us.
Okay, so I go first. I see my positions. I'm down. Okay, I'm down 50% here. I click it, go to trade, look at what my delta at. So it's at 13. So let's say once I hit the 16 delta, which is 21.75, then I know it needs to move up 2 positions. So at the money right now, it is at between 18.4 and 18.45 and 18.5. So 2 moves down would be more than 18.55. So I'll go here, then 18.55, last, and then greater than, and then create alert. Down nice here.
Okay, perfect.
And this guy's multitasking. I think that's pretty awesome, actually. Thank you.
Yes. Which is great. If you guys have heard me sometime at night or been on a call with me sometime at night, my daughter's in the background sometime too. So I understand it, and it's nothing like being a parent to a little daughter. It's pretty cool.
Hey, thank you both for showing me that today. I mean, thank you.
No
You're
problem.
welcome. Thanks, Charles. I appreciate you showing that. I don't use too many alerts on Tastyworks, so it's good to be able to see how to do that. All right, everyone. Any other things before we conclude? Anything else before we conclude? All right. So just like to thank everyone once again for joining for this pop-up live trading session, and everyone try to have a great day. I'll check in with you throughout the day. Talk soon. Bye now.